It is 9 months and fast ticking days to the 2022 polls, and the race to succeed President Uhuru Kenyatta is gathering pace. Tonight on Pandit's Night, we delve into the race ahead of the 2022 polls. But first, these are the stories making headlines tonight. Tonight.
I'm not going. Where are my luggage?
Government denies lawyer Miguna travel documents despite court order. Also tonight.
I haven't started the campaign because the campaign period is not yet announced by IBC.
Campaigns? No. Deputy President William Ruto now claims he is not campaigning but fulfilling his duty as the deputy. Plus,
he has gagged the media. He has stopped Public Service Commission from conducting an interview with a view of removing from the office.
Another petition. Activist Charles Rubia files a petition in court seeking to remove DPP Nurdin Haji from office. Mini Mbesa is our sign language interpreter. Good evening, I'm Abubakar Abdullahi. Welcome to the broadcast. Now, a fourth petition has been filed in court seeking the removal of the Director of Public Prosecutions, Nurdin Haji, from office over irregular promotion of junior prosecutors. Elizabeth Ochieng begins our broadcast tonight.
Today at Nairobi's Milimani Law Court, activist Charles Rubia and his lawyers Dansan Omari and Cliff Ombeta filed the fourth petition to remove DPP Nurdin Haji from office, claiming that the office of the DPP is dogged with corruption and malicious practices, gross misconduct, and high degrees of incompetence.
It's because of these complaints, which essentially began from the members of the public questioning what is happening in the office of the DPP. And now we are just taking an introspect. We are taking a look at what is happening inside, in his room.
He has gagged the media. He has stopped Public Service Commission from conducting an interview with a view of removing from the office. As we have clearly put it, this is inside his bedroom. And we shall be calling upon all investigative arms of government to put to question, how did the director become law unto himself?
Lawyer Omari has further claimed that the ODPP HR manual has been violated severally, arguing that the recruitment process of staff has become a shambolic exercise full of corruption.
The judges in their colloquium said that the level and competence of the prosecutors handling sensitive matters is wanting, and that is why very many hardcore criminals are being acquitted, not because there is no lack of evidence, but because of poor prosecution.
The first petition on the ouster of the DPP was filed by Tob Cohen's sister Gabrielle Van Straten, accusing the Director of Public Prosecution of mismanaging her late brother's case. The second petition was filed by businessman Francis Njeru, who wanted the DPP fired, citing for gross misconduct and for allegedly mismanaging his case in a property dispute with China Road Bridge Corporation and ARJ Capital. The third petition was filed by Jack and Jill Supermarket Director Skon Nurani, who accused Haji of failing to charge his former ally Rajendra Sangani for refusing to pay a 240 million Kenya shillings loan.
So we are urging that Mr. Nurdin Haji to leave office.
Save face and move out. Do something else, maybe join politics. Like some of us, we want to just join politics and see whether we can be able to run around. Not because of incompetence like his, but because of interests being diversified. But for him, that office is no longer an office that he needs to be able to stay in. He needs to move out.
Elizabeth Atieno, TV47.
Elsewhere, preparations for the 7th Devolution Conference set to kick off in Wote, Makueni County tomorrow are in top gear, as over 3,000 delegates from across the country are expected to attend the 4-day conference themed multi-level governance for climate action Our news editor, Eric Munene, is covering this for us and joins us live on the broadcast. Eric, twice this conference was postponed and it's finally here.
Yes, Abubakar, thank you very much. As you rightly mentioned, the conference had been postponed twice until today, where now guests are starting to arrive, the conference attendees are starting to arrive. The main day will be on Wednesday, but it had been scheduled for August 23rd to 26th right here in Makueni County, and we are live from Makueni Boys High School and will be here for the rest of the week. Well, the president had issued a directive that, political gatherings be postponed for an unspecified time because of the corona, pandemic. We are living in unprecedented period where the corona pandemic had, ravaged a lot of livelihoods. And I think the president saw it fit in consultation with his advisors to postpone this particular conference. But now we are live in Makueni. The conference is set to start officially on Wednesday. But just to mention, some of the measures that the organizers here have put in place is making sure that all the attendees have to prove that they have been fully vaccinated against the coronavirus, which, our crew, TV47 crew, has gone through before being here. I'll take you, quickly through the, the events the way they're supposed to be from tomorrow. Tomorrow definitely is going to be just a day of arrival and, picking of badges for the conference attendees. And then we're going to have a lot of pre-conference activities, including football and tug of war by members of different county assemblies and, governors and the staff at different governors' offices and county offices. So not much is expected tomorrow, but from Wednesday, when the conference is supposed to start officially, we'll be here live. We'll be bringing you the events as they unfold live from Makueni County. Back to you, Bubakar.
Eric, perhaps before I let you go, this conference is coming at the backdrop of the COP26 in Glasgow, which focused on climate change. This conference is equally themed along the lines of climate change and mitigation to that extent. What should the counties expect as an outcome from this conference?
Well, I must have mentioned, or rather I should have mentioned, that this is very significant, especially for the people of Makueni County. Remember, this is one of the counties that have been mentioned as being adversely affected by the drought that is ravaging millions of people across the country. 27 counties have been very, very affected, Makueni County being one of them in the eastern region of this country. The theme of this conference is multi-level governance for climate action. Remember, as you've mentioned, this is coming right after the global summit. That is the COP26 summit at the Glasgow, the event that brought together world leaders and especially leaders from the G20 countries who have made a vow on what they are going to do, rather, to minimize the effects of climate change. So this is going to be very, very significant to the people of Makueni County, but also the country at large. And that's why I'm saying that we are going to keep a very, very keen eye on what the governors are going to come up with, or rather the solutions that are going to be specifically tailor-made for, the climate change problems that we have in the country. As I've said, a lot of counties have been affected by, drought. That is as a result of the negative impacts of climate change. So this is going to take the center stage right here in Makueni, Abubakar.
All right, thank you, Eric Munene, alongside the team from TV47 in Wote. Eric Munene is our editor here, news editor. Of course, he's reporting live from Wote in Makueni ahead of the conference that is set to start from tomorrow. Just a reminder that that conference is themed the multi-level governance for climate action, coming at the backdrop of Glasgow COP 2016. 26 rather. Remember, this conference was equally postponed twice, but this is the third time it will be happening. The 7th in general, and as far as the conference is concerned. And you can be assured that the county's television will be broadcasting that live here on TV47. Now, away from the conference, let's get to more news. And lawyer Miguna now says officials at the Kenyan embassy in Berlin, Germany, have refused to issue him with travel documents as ordered by the court. Our reporter Paul Kirobi reports.
I'm not boarding! I'm not boarding! I'm not boarding!
Self-proclaimed General Miguna now says officials at the Kenyan embassy in Berlin, Germany, have refused to issue him with travel documents as ordered by the court. According to Miguna, the Kenyan embassy in Berlin has refused to comply with Justice Ongudi's order, directing them to give him a travel document within 72 hours. According to Miguna, officials at the Kenyan embassy were under strict instructions not to attend to him.
And who determines the law? A court of law. And the court of law is the one that has already spoken. I don't argue with court orders. I'm a lawyer, but I don't decide. I only argue in courts. And then I let the court decide. The court has already made that decision. That's it. And then whoever is giving me that decision puts their name and their title, and then I deal with it.
Can I probe? Okay, so go ahead first.
You know, Dr. Miguna, we're just small people.
I know you are small people.
Civil servants, and you know, if you do that, you're going to jeopardize our jobs.
No. But how do I jeopardize your job when you communicate what you have been told to me? I'm not going to say you did not communicate. I'm saying this is what was communicated. And clearly, that's what they want you to do.
Upon arrival at Berlin embassy at around 1:50 p.m., Miguna communicated that Ambassador Tom Amolo hurriedly left at 2 p.m., where he was ushered in by an official by the name Emma Mabinda, Karuma and Esther Mungai. At around 2 p.m., Miguna said he had no choice rather than leave the Kenyan embassy in Berlin after embassy officials refused to comply with Justice Ongudi's order, directing them to issue him with travel documents. Earlier Monday, Justice Hedwig Ongudi directed the Kenyan embassy in Germany to assist the outspoken lawyer in processing his travel document. Paul Kirobi, TV47.
Elsewhere, Deputy President William Ruto today chaired the 15th Intergovernmental Budget and Economic Council in Karen, Nairobi. The meeting was attended by Devolution Cabinet Secretary with only 9 out of the 47 governors in attendance. While addressing the press after the meeting, the second-in-command said he has not started campaigns for next year's presidential election. According to Ruto, his countrywide meetings are not campaigns but a Meet the People tour seeking to understand their views.
It's not yet announced by IBC. What you have seen me do is to do what my mandate, speaking to people, understanding their issues, assessing the extent of our government programs, how far the roads are, and receiving feedback from the public.
Still in politics, and ODM leader Raila Odinga today took his campaigns to West Pokot County, where he drummed up support for his Azimio la Umoja agenda. Boniface Barasa attended that and has filed the following report.
This is ODM boss Raila Odinga's entourage as it makes its way to Makutano town in Kapenguria, West Pokot County. Odinga took the earliest opportunity to rally the pastoralist community to support his presidential bid, promising to lay focus on cement production in the semi-arid region.
Hapa nchi ya Pokot kuna madini mingi zaidi. Tunataka kujenga kiwanda ya kutengeneza simiti hapa. Kiwanda ya kutengeneza chuma hapa.
He said the Pokot community, which has for long been marginalized since independence, will benefit in the social welfare support program that will see the less fortunate receive a monthly stipend of 6,000 shillings as he looks forward to make an official statement on his presidential bid December 9.
Na kila jamii ambaye itakuwa kuna mtu ambaye ana mapato watapata kutoka kwa serikali kila mwezi shilingi 6,000. Hiyo 6,000 kama umeoa itakuwa 12,000. Ukiongeza ni vingine ni 18, lakini msikusema muongeze.
Mtu akiwa na mwanamke 5 times 6 ni ngapi? Hiyo ni mshahara bwana. Tupatie hii jamaa prime minister kura zake jameni. Hiyo ni mshahara jameni.
Odinga also took a swipe at Deputy President William Ruto over the misappropriation of funds at Kimwarere and Aror dams in Elgeyo Marakwet County.
Walipanga mpango ya kujenga Aror na Kimwarere dam na Bohili, wakaiba pesa. Alafu makamu rais asema ilikuwa ni bilioni 7 peke yake. Bilioni 7 ni pocket change. Bure sana huyo.
Walisema hawa ni digital na mzee ni analog. Sasa wamebaki kukula pesa ya Kimwarere, pesa ya Aror, pesa ya mahindi, pesa ya majani chai, wamekula kila kitu, wananchi ya Kenya wamebaki maskini.
The ODM leader received a boost after his bid was backed by area governor Professor John Lonyangapuo and Pokot South MP David Kosing, who are members of the newly formed party dubbed Kenya Union Party.
Kama wewe uko na msichana, msichana atafuti bwana, ni bwana anatafuta msichana. Leo hii msichana wetu wa 2022 mtu ya kwanza na pekee ya kufika Pokot ni Mheshimiwa Raila Amolo Odinga.
Mimi nikisimama hapa na niambie nyinyi barabara ya kwenda mbele imeonekana, kuna makosa? Kuna makosa? Na msiponisikiza si rahisi kupata mwingine? Yes. Sababu baba ya kaunti ni nani? Ni mimi. Serikali iko na amekuja mapema. Nataka nikushukuru.
The Pokot community presented Raila with a memorandum of the people which outlines the community's priorities.
Nimepokea ile memorandum kutoka kwa viongozi wa Pokot Magharibi na Mashariki. Iko swala nyeti hapa ndani.
The former premier was accompanied by a host of leaders in his tour of the region.
Baba wapi? Bas. Kwa hivyo baba, nataka nikuhakikishie kwamba kama West Pokot wameingia ndani, wewe utakuwa State House mapema.
Odinga's tour in West Pokot County is perceived as a comeback to persuade the pastoralist community to rally behind his presidential ambition and enable him to ascend to power come next year. Boniface Barasa, TV47, West Pokot County.
Thank you, Boniface Barasa from West Pokot County. You're watching the county's television. Time for us to take a short break. Stay with us. We still have a lot lined up for you.
Entrepreneurs around the country are creatively grinding.
I started with a borrowed phone.
A borrowed phone?
Yeah, that could last 2 hours with charge.
We just have to do quality work for them.
To make their mark in an unpredictable market.
It was now going on a sales venture, looking for stockists door to door.
On the grind, we bring you their stories so you can tell yours. Every Monday at 7:30 p.m. Men are known to be the pillars.
We're rising up together.
Say your point. You need an alpha male now to come and help you and your girl.
Anaongea zero.
And women, they are the cornerstone that hold the pillars.
Don't be entitled. A man is peaceful, a man knows how to talk to a lady.
This November, the Men's Conference brings a cocktail of diverse ladies to weigh in on various matters.
Something I'd love more to see is men being able to exist as themselves.
Tune in every Wednesday at 10 p.m.
Hello guys, and welcome to Night In with Joy Irungu. Joy Irungu. Joy Irungu.
Heartbreak, pain, and tears have been a major part of Night In Season 1. We thank you for being with us on this journey, and for this upcoming season, we will bring you more empowering stories that not everyone is talking about.
This is the only show where we keep it authentic. We share our lifetime experiences, and you know what? Tell every person that you can turn your pain into power.
Join Joy Irongo on Night In as we take the brave step of sharing.
The road to 2022 is becoming tougher.
Nyuma ya wheelbarrow kuna economic model.
And trickier with each passing day.
Niliwaambia washushe chini bei ya mafuta.
Political aspirants in a dilemma whether to change allegiance or not.
How has Raila and the handshake made Jubilee lose focus?
You've seen Raila Odinga flying military choppers.
Our people have never been called to Uhuru Park to unite. They have always united out of their own volition.
Reduce your madness.
Kenyans are suffering.
Would it be fair to conclude?
I don't want your station to be sued. That Jubilee government has never been able to sponsor any successful project.
Every Monday at 9:30 p.m., Pundits Night brings you inclusive and candid conversations with the...
Welcome back to TV47 News Tonight. Thank you for staying with us. Let's get to more news. And Deputy President William Ruto today traversed Narok County, wooing the residents to rally behind him in his 2022 presidential bid. Our reporter Willie Dennis Njiru has that story.
While on his presidential campaigns in Narok County, where he continued to sell his bottom-up approach to the residents, stated that part of the stalled Big Four agenda will be addressed in his administration if he ascends to power. Ruto, however, made it clear on the Mau evictions that the matter was fait accompli.
Mimi nataka nisimame hapa mbele yenu niwaambie jambo la Mau ni jambo ambalo tumelitatua. Wale wote walikuwa ndani ya msitu wameshatolewa, na hakuna mtu kwa vyovyote eti atarudi tena pale msituni.
Ruto warned those playing politics with the Mau evictions, citing that the beneficiaries of the scheme were well known and in the books, and at no such time that the government shall let invasions of the water catchment area.
Umeambiwa mambo ya misitu ya Mau. Misitu ya Mau ilianza kupatianwa 1982 wakati mmoja alipatiwa 3000 acres. Lakini kwa sababu ya urongo na uchechezi anachochoa, lakini sisi tumeamua ni Ruto mpaka State House. Ni wangapi wanasema Ruto?
He added that if he ascends to power, he shall ensure complete fencing of the entire Mau escarpment to avert instances of invasion of the forest cover, as the government aims at achieving 10% forest cover by the year 2030.
Ikifika wakati yake, tutahakikisha ya kwamba vile tuko na fence katika misitu yale mengine yakiwemo Mount Kenya Forest, pia Aberdares, pia na hapa Mau, tutaweka fence so that haitawezekana kwa njia yoyote kwa mtu yoyote tena kurudi ndani ya msitu.
As he championed his bottom-up approach, Ruto also made pledges on agriculture subsidies to the agriculture-rich region to ensure a self-reliant nation on food safety.
Tunaweka pesa kwa kilimo, mupate mbegu, mupate mbolea. Tayari tuliondoa mambo ya AFC ambayo ilikuwa inasumbua wananchi wengi wakulima wa hapa Narok. Mwaka ujao tunawapangia mambo ya mbegu, mambo ya mbolea, tuondoe mabroka, tuondoe makatel ili wakulima wapate bei ya sawasawa.
Ruto was on a tour of Narok North constituency through Narok Town, Mtulele, Dukamoja, Suswa, and finally Mai Mahiu. Reporting for TV47 from Mai Mahiu in Nakuru County, I'm Willie Dennis Njiru.
Elsewhere, 6 warders who were arrested over the escape of 3 terrorists from Kamiti Maximum Prison will remain in custody for 8 more days to allow police to complete investigations into the matter. And as Mwangi Maina now reports, 3 terrorists who escaped from Kamiti Maximum Prison have been moved to the Anti-Terror Police Unit headquarters.
At the Anti-Terror Court in Kahawa West, Nairobi County, 6 wardens from Kamiti Maximum Prison were arraigned. The 6, who include Kamiti Prison boss Charles Mutembei, are accused of aiding 3 terrorists break from jail. Justice Ombewa noted that the matter is of great interest. It involves terrorists and releasing them would jeopardize the investigations.
And the provision that the respondents are presumed innocent until proven guilty are hereby allowed the continued detaining of the respondents for a period of 8 days.
The defense pleaded with the magistrate to consider the days the suspects have spent in police custody, arguing that they have been held for the last 5 days. Justice Ombewa declined to revise his ruling.
Your Honor, we believe that with the strong arguments that we have put across, you still can say the 8 days start from the day of arrest, or you can say then after 2 days, we leave it to you to make the decision.
You know, with humility, at the same time, the defense castigated the government for allegedly neglecting Kamiti Maximum Prison facility and forcing the officers to carry the burden of poor infrastructure that aided the terrorists to escape.
Government has refused to fund facilities like Kamiti, yet they want to hold the officers who have managed to detain these people for 11 years without them escaping. The floodlights are not there. The watchtowers were built during the Dedan Kimathi issue. Remember, Dedan Kimathi was jailed there. The facilities that were used when Dedan Kimathi was a prisoner there are the same facilities my good clients are utilizing to take care of these people.
Charles Mutembei and his deputy Lokrali Longorianyang are accused of failing to ensure the block where the terrorists were held was in good condition to prevent escape, while the 4 other manning CCTV cameras at Kamiti are accused of failing to notice the activities of the convicts, despite the fact that the point of escape is properly covered by the CCTV cameras.
Humbly to request that
Elsewhere, a police officer who was on duty when 3 remandees escaped from Kilgoris police station has been arraigned and released on a